When we think of women in ancient China, what's the first image that comes to mind? Is it the cloistered concubine in the Forbidden City, or the demure wife with bound feet, living a life of quiet subservience? For many, these stereotypes, often fueled by period dramas, dominate our understanding. But what if I told you that this picture is woefully incomplete? That the reality of women's lives across thousands of years of Chinese history was far more complex, vibrant, and powerful than we've been led to believe. Today, we're going to pull back the silken curtain of misconception and explore the multifaceted roles women played in shaping ancient Chinese society. We'll journey beyond the palace walls and into the homes, marketplaces, and even battlefields where women left their indelible mark. This isn't just a story about emperors' wives. It's a story about strategists, poets, businesswomen, and warriors. Let's start by addressing the elephant in the room: Confucianism. It's true that Confucian ideals, which gained prominence during the Han Dynasty, established a patriarchal hierarchy. The 3 obediences and 4 virtues set a standard for female conduct: obedience to her father, then her husband, and finally her son. She was expected to be chaste, modest in speech, and diligent in her domestic duties. This ideology certainly placed significant constraints on women, particularly those in the elite classes, limiting their access to education and public life. The practice of foot-binding, which emerged later, became a brutal physical symbol of this confinement. But to stop there would be to read only one chapter of a very long book. History is never so simple. Before this strict patriarchal system solidified, women in earlier dynasties, like the Shang, held considerable power. Take Fu Hao, for example. She wasn't just a consort to King Wu Ding, she was a military general and a high priestess. Her lavish tomb, discovered intact, was filled with weapons, jade, and ritual vessels, testament to her high status and public authority. She commanded armies of thousands, leading them into battle and securing the borders of the kingdom. Fu Hao was no exception. Inscriptions from that era show many women owning land and participating in state rituals. Even as Confucianism took hold, its influence wasn't uniform across all social strata. For the vast majority of the population, the farmers, artisans, and merchant survival demanded a more pragmatic approach. A farmer's wife wasn't just sitting at home embroidering, she was a vital economic partner. She managed the household finances, raised livestock, and was often in charge of textile production, a massive industry in ancient China. Silk and cloth were not just for clothing. They were used as currency to pay taxes. This gave women significant economic influence within the family and the local community. Their labor was indispensable. In the bustling cities of the Tang and Song dynasties, often considered golden ages of Chinese culture, we see women pushing boundaries even further. The Tang dynasty, in particular, was known for its cosmopolitanism and relative social freedom. Elite women played polo, wore masculine riding attire, and engaged openly in the arts. We have legendary figures like the Shang Wanwana, a brilliant poet and powerful court official who served as the de facto prime minister under Empress Wu Zetian. And speaking of Wu Zetian, we couldn't discuss powerful women without mentioning the only woman to ever rule China in her own right as empress. Her path to power was ruthless and controversial, but her reign saw significant reforms in government and a flourishing of culture. Her story, though exceptional, shatters the myth that women were entirely barred from the ultimate pinnacles of power. Beyond the court, women were also carving out their own spaces. In the world of literature, names like Li Qingzhao of the Song dynasty shine brightly. She is celebrated as one of China's greatest poets, her works filled with profound emotion and exquisite craftsmanship. Her poetry, which speaks of love, loss, and the turmoil of her era, has been revered for centuries, proving that a woman's inner world and intellectual voice could resonate through the ages. And what about business? While men dominated the official marketplace, women ran tea houses, worked as professional matchmakers, and managed income, became successful moneylenders, or ran their own textile workshops. Their economic contributions were real and substantial, even if they were often conducted from behind the scenes. Of course, we cannot ignore the women who defied social norms in more dramatic ways. There were Taoist priestesses who commanded spiritual authority, and legendary female warriors like Mulan, whose story, whether fact or folklore, reflects a cultural acknowledgement that women possessed courage and martial prowess. While her tale is exceptional, records do mention women who took up arms to defend their homes or even joined rebel armies. So, where does this leave us? It leaves us with a far richer, more nuanced tapestry of history. The stereotype of the submissive, silent woman is a caricature, an oversimplification of a complex social reality. While the patriarchal structure was a powerful force, it was constantly being negotiated, challenged, and circumvented by women from every walk of life. They were not just concubines or wives. They were generals, politicians, poets, and entrepreneurs. They were the economic backbone of their families and the quiet keepers of cultural traditions. Their stories are not mere footnotes in history. They are an essential part of the narrative of ancient China. By looking past the stereotypes, we gain a more accurate understanding of the past, and we honor the resilience, intelligence, and strength of millions of women whose contributions have for too long been overlooked. Their lives were a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit to find agency and meaning, even within the most restrictive of systems. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time. I hope this has given you a new perspective on the roles of women in ancient China. If you enjoyed this video and want to debunk more historical myths, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the past. Let me know in the comments which historical topic you'd like to explore next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.